Looks like Taylor Russell has exited as the actress in the Thomas Crown Affairs. You want to hear about why? After this. Listen, just got news, just got words. Let me share my Instagram post. Says here that Taylor Russell has exited Michael B. Jordan's reimagining of the Thomas Crown Affair due to creative differences. Now, I'm going to go over this article written by IMDb. So here we have Taylor Russell exits Michael B. Jordan's The Thomas Crown Affair remake. It says Taylor Russell has exited because they're in production right now. And they're saying that she exited her role in Amazon's MGM Studios reimagining of the Thomas Crown Affair. Now, this is the third iteration of it because the first one was in the 60s and the second one was like in the late 80s, early 90s. So this is the third reimagining of it, the second reimagining of it, but the third time that they have remade it. Production on the movie, directed by Jordan, is underway in London. Russell is said to have exited the part due to creative differences, and the studio will be recasting her role as progress continues towards the film's March 5th, 2027 theatrical release date. So here we are in July, and they're looking to release it. And so you're looking at a film that's probably going to take anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to film, from start to finish to film this, because there's some action scenes and all kinds of stuff going on. So it's going to take about 4 to 6 to film it, and they've already started production on this. So they're already in progress, and she has exited during creative differences, which is interesting because, again, remember I said before, not that her having creative differences is not what's interesting. What's interesting is to have creative differences over a film that has been done 3 times. There's not that much you can do with this particular film unless you want to remake the whole thing, or you want your character to do and be something else. So let's continue. The Thomas Crown Affair also stars Kenneth Branagh, Lily Gladstone, Danai Gurira, and Michael B. Jordan and Danai Gurira filmed together in the Black Panther movies. Pilu Asbach and Aisha Hart. Drew Pearce wrote the script with the plot details being kept under wraps. Now, that's what made me more interested in this story, because they were talking about the plot details being kept under wraps. And here's my thing. So if the plot is kept under wraps, that means that they have possibly changed the plot in such a direction that is different from the original two versions, because each version, just because of the time frame, like in the 60s, it was a different time. Coming into the 90s, that's a different times. And now here you are in 2025, things are going to be inevitably different. We're in a digital age. People have cell phones. Security systems are a little bit more sophisticated than they were back in the 90s, back in the 60s. So you're talking, because this story is about a thief and a FBI agent who is set to track this thief, if I'm remembering correctly. So I am curious as to how this story was written and what is it in the storyline that there are creative differences about this story. It says Jordan. Okay. Drew Pearce wrote the plot with details being kept under wraps following a previous draft written by Wes Took and Justin Britt Gibson, which was based on the original film. So they have written a story that seems to have delineated from the original film, which is interesting. Interesting. Jordan and Elizabeth Raposo are producing the picture for Outlier Society, along with Charles Roven via Atlas Entertainment, Patrick McCormick, and Toboro Productions. Mark Toboro serves as producers as well. And Alan Trustman, who was the writer of the original film. So the person who wrote the original screenplay is attached to this production. She's having creative differences about it, and it also seems as if that the script is not going to be based on the original film, because Drew Pearce has wrote the story and it's been kept under wraps. Now, this is interesting because, again, we rarely hear someone having creative differences with Michael B. Jordan. So I'm wondering what's going on behind the scenes in the set. Now, it's also said that she has other projects coming up. She's got a Korean thriller that she's going to do called Hope. She's also going to be working on a remake with Gina Ortega for A Single White Female, which is interesting because neither one of them are white female. I'm sorry. But it's interesting enough. So we see that she is exiting the role. I'm curious as to what's going on. I'm wondering if we're going to hear anything during or after, which is going to be interesting. Now, word on the curb, she is besties with his ex. Sorry, Celebrity Messy Pam came out, but there's several showing that her and his ex are besties. I sure hope that name wasn't mentioned up in there. Or did she show up on set? I'm being messy and I'm going to stop. All right, people. We do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. What do you think about this? Again, I cover celebrity news, celebrity legal news. This is interesting to me that Taylor Russell has departed the Thomas Crown Affair because of creative differences with Michael B. Jordan. Again, he's the actor, he's the director, he's the producer. He is going to be the face. Who is she having creative differences with? The writer? That's pretty much set in stone. The only thing you can have creative differences is how you're portraying this role. All right, people. Please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye-bye.